Hey, what is going on? It is 12 noon on Friday, which means it's time for this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Chrismo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Friday, 12 noon Eastern time, to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And what we're talking about today is the 7 secrets to success. So these are 7 things that you want to do that maybe the average real estate agent doesn't do. And this is what's going to help you become an above average real estate agent, to where you produce higher income, you work more efficiently, you're able to scale your business bigger than yourself. So you've got to be intentional if you want to be able to accomplish these things. And these 7 tips, these 7 secrets to success are designed to help you do exactly that. So I'm really excited to bring today's show to you. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Chrismo. This show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Friday, 12 noon Eastern time. And what we're talking about today are the 7 secrets for success. Let's give me a new black marker too. That one sucks. So 7 secrets to success. Thank you. So 7 things that you want to do to build a successful real estate career. Oh yeah, that red is not good either. Let's put this in black here so you guys can actually read what we've got on the board. Oh, there we go. So 7 secrets to success in your real estate career. Oh, perfect. So 7 secrets to success in your real estate career. 7 things it is that you want to do. So the number one thing that I think if you implement this, and it's more so a philosophy, an ideology of how you approach studying for your exam, how you approach practicing real estate, how you approach everything it is that you're doing. So this is really kind of a mindset thing. So one of the things I see people do, whether this is studying for the exam or actually practicing real estate, is so many people, and we're going to say don't, practice until you get it right. That's what a lot of people are doing, that when they're practicing something, whether that's they're practicing and studying for the state exam or they're actually practicing real estate, that they're just practicing until they get it right. And what you want to do is practice until you can't get it wrong. Don't just practice until you get it right. Practice until you cannot get it wrong. And this shift in thinking from, instead of thinking of, oh, well, let me just do this until I get it right and then I'm good. No, because you're not a master. This is where you develop mastery. Is when you practice until you cannot do it wrong. That I would say would be the true definition of a master, of whatever it may be, that a master is somebody who just doesn't get it right sometimes, because that's what you're doing when you just practice until you get it right. When you practice until you get it right, just because you got it right once doesn't mean you're going to get it right again. You might make a mistake and might do something wrong. So this is not mastery, this is just being average. The average person will practice until they get something right. Whereas the above average person, the master, somebody who has mastered something, some topic, some skill, they do it until they cannot get it wrong. And if you study all kinds of greats, I know there's some sort of boxer or fighter or somebody that subscribed to the same psychology. They didn't say it exactly like this, but they wanted to practice so much. It might have even been Bruce Lee or something like that. I'll have to look that up. I know I've marked that down somewhere. We'll look that up on one of the commercial breaks, see if I can give you guys that reference there. But it's not about just doing it right once. It's about doing it right consistently. So every time that you do it, you know that you're going to get it right. And if you're studying for your exam, that's the ideology that we've created behind our pass first try strategy. That it's not just until you get it right and you're hoping that you also get it right on the state exam, but you're becoming a master of this material so that way you know that you're going to get it right. But that same philosophy, that same process applies not just for getting the license originally, but also once you have a license and you're practicing real estate. And one of the things, so number 2 secret that I'm going to put up here, because you might wonder, well, how do I practice? And you don't want to practice on your customers, on your clients. You don't want to practice on live people. When you're practicing on live people, you run the risk of blowing that deal, of losing that client. And if you're iffy of whether or not you're going to get it right, and look, if you're brand new to real estate, I promise you're going to make mistakes. And I promise you it's okay. I made mistakes when I started my real estate career. I still make mistakes today. I'm not perfect. But when you become a master at something, when you've practiced so much that it's not just that you're getting it right sometimes, but that you're not getting it wrong, that's where you start to become a master. And that's where no matter what you do, everything just seems to work because you know naturally what it is that you need to do. And so one of the ways it is that you can practice, secret number 2 that I'm going to put up here for secrets to success in real estate is role play. Now, if you've ever worked in any sort of sales profession or anything like that before, maybe role play is not something that is new to you. Maybe you've done role plays before. But let me ask you this. When you've done role plays before, if you've done role plays, were you doing it just until you got it right, or were you doing it until you could not get it wrong? Because if you can't get it right in a role play, if you get it wrong in a role play in a fake situation with a fake customer, how are you going to get it right with a real customer, with a real person that you're talking to? It's going to be immensely more stressful when you're talking to a real person because that represents maybe a $10,000 commission. If you mess it up, you lost out on $10,000 or however much commission money that comes out to be. So if you mess this up in a role play, in a practice scenario with somebody where you could probably already kind of imagine what it is that they're going to say, you're definitely going to get it wrong when you're in a real live situation with a client and they say something that takes you off guard. So the more it is that you practice, and the role plays are really great, but again, don't just do a role play to say that you've done a role play. You're doing role plays to practice what it is that you're saying. Practicing scripts if you're using any sort of scripts for anything. Practicing overcoming objections. And it's one thing to take a course on how to do this stuff. It's another thing to actually do it. To actually interact with that material and perform what it is that you've just learned. And role playing is your chance to actually do that. So doing the role plays are the number one best way to practice whatever it is that you're doing. And that's kind of like with our question simulator, with studying for your exam. If you've done our question simulator, that's really like role-playing the exam. Now, they're not the exam questions, just like if you're doing role plays for your skills of maybe talking to a new client or showing homes, or you're running through your listing presentation, or whatever it is that you're actually role-playing, that you're doing that to simulate what it's going to be like, but you remember that they're not going to say exactly whoever it is that you're role-playing with. And you might wonder, well, how do I role-play? What do I do? Who do I role-play with? Anybody. If there's somebody hanging out in your office, get them on the same page. Find somebody who also wants to role-play, because that's also somebody who wants to become better themselves. So you want to be like two knives rubbing against each other, sharpening each other, so that way you become greater. If you're a knife and you're rubbing yourself on a tomato, you're not going to get sharper. So let me ask you that. Are you surrounded by tomatoes, or are you surrounded by chef knives? And when you're looking for somebody to help make you better, you don't want that to be a tomato. You don't want them to be some mushy thing that is just going to mess up your knife. You want somebody who's going to help sharpen your skills, somebody who's going to challenge you, somebody who's going to help make you better. And that's when you're doing role plays like that. And really when you're putting yourself in that environment, just around other people that are achieving success and desire the same levels of success that you do, that's where that's really powerful. And then if you implement rule number 1 of practice until you don't get it wrong, I guarantee you're going to become more successful. You do these 2 things, and we've still got 5 other things that I want to talk about on today's stream, but you do these 2 things, and that's why I put these at the top of the list. You will become better at what you're doing. But we've got more things that are going to help you be successful. 7, we've all got 7 so far. I've only mentioned 2, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, so stick with us. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Chrismo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And what we're talking about today are the 7 secrets to success. Now, before we went on break, we talked about secret number 1. Don't practice just until you get it right. Practice until you cannot get it wrong. And then number 2 is to role play. So again, that you want to role play with other people who are also trying to be the best that they could be. So you guys rub against each other and you're like 2 knives sharpening each other. That's what role playing does. And when you do it until you cannot get it wrong, I guarantee you're not only going to be more confident going into real estate, but you're also going to be able to close more deals because you're going to know the things to say and you're going to sound confident when you say them because you've already practiced this with fake clients. That's the whole, the magic that is role playing, but you can't just do it until you get it right. You might as well not even role play if you're just going to do it until you get it right. You've got to do it until you cannot get it wrong, until you become a master at whatever it is that you're actually role playing. Now, number 3, this is going to help you out with, knowing what to say and knowing what to actually practice, and it's invest in the right training. So investing in the right training. Now, if you're getting your real estate license, you already know about having to take post-licensing. And like I just said, being required to take post-licensing, that you've got to do it. And if you haven't heard me talk about post-licensing before, post-licensing is extremely different than pre-licensing. Pre-licensing is the laws and rules you need to know to pass the exam. That's the main focus of the pre-licensing course, is passing your exam. And then the post-licensing comes in to actually teach you about practicing real estate. In the pre-licensing course, you might learn stuff like, okay, what makes a contract legal? Whereas in post-licensing, you're learning, okay, how do I present a contract to a client? So notice the difference here, not just what's legally required, and you need to know that so you could get the license in the first place and you don't go to jail for whatever it is that you're doing because you're practicing legally. So you need the pre-licensing info, but that's not what's going to make you successful. Post-licensing, that's your start of what's going to build a successful real estate business. And it's a requirement, so you've got to take it. So take it as soon as you can. That's as soon as you're licensed, you're eligible to take the post-licensing course and start learning about the real side of real estate. And that's a great place to start because, again, it's a requirement. And you come take that course from us, you know that we provide the best courses possible. That's our mission, is to give the best experiences, the best education possible, so that way you could be successful. So you want to invest in the right training. And there's more stuff it is that we're doing to be able to provide you the right training. So one of the things you might have heard me talk about before is our new video-based interactive training platform, that we're building out a whole platform of courses. And right now it's a closed program. It's a closed program. So if you're watching this, unless you're part of one of the brokerages that we've teamed up with on this, you're not able to get access to it yet. We will be releasing this to the public soon once we've gone through and we've tweaked everything. We're kind of doing a little bit of a beta test right now with these brokerages that are signed on to our VBIT training platform. So that's one way. But then there's another thing it is that we're introducing called Epic Workshops. And this is where we're bringing in industry experts who know different areas and different niches of real estate inside and out. And on top of that, we're here every Friday for State of Real Estate and every Wednesday for Ask the Instructor to get you information that's going to help you become more successful. We've done episodes before on open houses, on all kinds of topics regarding real estate. And if you're not taking in any training, if you're not taking in any information, you're basically reinventing the wheel. You're using trial and error, and you don't want to rely on trial and error. Now, once you've got a good foundation of skills, you could start to experiment a little bit. You could start to experiment. We experiment every single day in all the businesses it is that I operate in. We experiment every single day. But we know going into this, when we're experimenting, a lot of times, probably more times than we figure it would, it's not going to work. We might have a great idea, a great theory, but then we test it and we experiment with it and it doesn't work. And you cannot afford to do that early in your real estate career. When you're just starting out in real estate, you need to know what you need to do that will work to get you business, to get you to start making money. And then once you have a consistent stream and a consistent flow of money coming in, now you can afford to experiment a little bit and do a little bit of trial and error. But if you start off with the trial and error right off the bat, you're going to end up falling on your face. And you're going to fall on your face so much, eventually it's going to be at that point where you're going to have trouble getting back up. And you don't want that to happen to you. That's the way I started my real estate career, and I don't recommend it to anybody. It's the most painful way to start your real estate career, by just relying on trial and error. I did not take post licensing right away. I waited to right before my deadline to take post licensing, and I kicked myself when I finally took it, and I realized, oh wow, I should have took this when I first got my license, because I could have used this information that's in here. So you've got to take that post-licensing course, get it done as soon as you can, but the learning doesn't stop there. The information doesn't stop there. At the very least, tune into our episodes of State of Real Estate every Friday. Matter of fact, while I'm on that subject here, make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell icon. That little bell icon, hit the bell icon. That's going to give you notifications whenever it is that we go live. And make sure you like it too. That's for us. Liking it's for us. Hitting that bell icon is for you so you don't miss out on any of this information. So investing in the right training, that's super important. And brokers will have training. The Association of Realtors will offer trainings. There's all kinds of coaches and gurus out there who will try to sell you training. And that's why this big emphasis here is the right training. And now this leads me into secret number 4. Have a plan. Now, I'm the type of person, my personality type, I'm not much of a planner. But at the same time, I am very strategic with a lot of the things it is that I do, that I'll think about things. I just won't always consciously have a plan, but I know when I do actually put this stuff down on paper and I have a plan, especially when I base that plan off of stuff I learned in a training, that I'm much more likely to achieve success. And that's not just true for me, that's true for everyone when you have a plan. Now, this plan doesn't necessarily mean it's chiseled in stone. It doesn't mean that these are the things that you have to do and the only things that you're going to do. There'll be some things where you have to tweak. You're constantly going to be refining your business. There's never going to be a point in your business where you've got it all figured out and everything's just great and you don't have to change anything. The market changes, your competition changes, what your buyers and sellers are needing and wanting changes. So it's a constantly evolving market. And if you're able to continue to evolve yourself, you're able to stand out from the competition and have a successful business. So you'll need to tweak this plan. You'll need to go back to it and make some revisions, make some adjustments. But having that plan in the first place, so that's one of the big things about post-licensing. The post-licensing course, you're developing a business plan. Whether you take our course in person or you take our course online, our online course, we have a whole 15-hour module dedicated to helping you build out a business plan. So that way you're able to lay out what it is that you're going to do, how it is that you're going to get leads, how you're going to find sellers, how you're going to find buyers, how it is that you're going to ultimately run your business. And when you have a plan, so you need to take some training to know what it is that you're doing. And again, that's post-licensing. Get that post-licensing course. That should be the first thing you do before you do any other training. Before you go take any trainings at GTAR, before you take any trainings with a particular broker, complete your FREC requirement. But don't just complete it just anywhere, because there's no set syllabus for post-licensing. Pre-licensing, there's a certain syllabus of things we have to teach you so you're prepared for the exam. And there's a syllabus from the FREC of what we're supposed to teach in these pre-licensing classes. Post-licensing, on the other hand, there's no FREC syllabus. There's no requirements by the FREC that, hey, you've got to talk about this topic here. So the post-licensing course is going to be different based on where it is that you take this post-licensing course at. So taking that course right up front, if you're already a Tampa School of Real Estate student, you know the benefit and the value of taking a course with the Tampa School of Real Estate and everything it is that we do to help you be successful. And that's what our post-licensing course is designed to do, to not only fulfill that requirement that you need to take to renew your license, but also help you get started, to jumpstart your real estate business. That's the word we like to use with post-licensing. It's your jumpstart. This is what's going to jumpstart your real estate business. It's going to teach you the real side of real estate. It's going to teach you about actually practicing real estate. But again, you've got to have a plan, and that's part of this. It's taking some of this information, having a plan, so that way when you revisit getting the right information, getting the right training, that you have a plan that's going to help you find that. Look, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but stick with us. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching State of Real Estate. Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline. I don't need to do post-licensing yet. But look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing. State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate, where today we're talking about the 7 secrets to success in real estate. So, number one, this is probably my favorite thing on this entire list. Don't just practice until you get it right, practice until you can't get it wrong. And what are you practicing? Well, role-playing is a great thing to be practicing. Practicing what it is that you're saying. Practicing scripts if you're using scripts. Practicing interactions with fake customers, with fake clients. This could be your spouse. This could even be your kid. This could be ideally another agent in your office who's also trying to be the best they could be, so that way, again, you guys could rub against each other and sharpen each other like rubbing 2 knives against each other. I'm pretty sure that sharpens knives when you rub knives together, so we'll assume it does here. So that's what you're wanting to do, to role play. But then at the same time, you got to invest in the right training. Don't rely on trial and error, because trial and error, you're going to end up falling on your face, and it's going to hurt. And you do that enough, especially when you're starting your real estate career, it's going to become difficult to get up. Because when you're first starting, your most crucial part of your business, the most vulnerable part of your business is when you're first starting. You're starting something new. You don't know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to figure everything out. You've got people coming at you from every angle, brokers calling you up saying, hey, come join us, we're the best brokerage in the world. But then this other broker is also saying they're the best brokerage in the world. Who's really the best? They both can't be the best. But you've got all that, and then you've got all the different companies trying to sell you advertising. You got Zillow calling you up. You've got all these people saying, hey, you know, we'll help you be successful. Just give us money. So you've got all of that going on, and it can be really overwhelming, and that's why you want to have the right training so you can build a plan for your success. Because when you have that plan for your success and you've based it around good training, that you're able to understand what you need to do to actually have success in real estate, what activities you need to do, what processes you need to have, what type of clients it is that, and how you approach different types of clients, all these different things that you'd be putting into your business plan. So then when you're with the right broker, and really finding that right broker, now you don't have to to just rely on them saying they're the best, you could interview them, because when you're choosing a broker, that's really what you're doing. You're interviewing these different brokers. You're interviewing them to find out, do they have a model that supports what it is that I'm trying to do? Now, one of the other things it is that you want to do that's really going to take your business to new heights is make follow-up a ritual. And when I say make it a ritual, I mean make it something that you do consistently every single day. I bet you know somebody that has a birthday today. I bet you know somebody that had a birthday yesterday. I bet you know somebody that had a birthday tomorrow. I bet every day of the year you know somebody that has a birthday. And if you don't, you need to expand your network. You need to expand your sphere of influence. You need to expand your reach. And not just for things like birthdays, but for holidays. For when we did an episode a couple weeks back of State of Real Estate where we're talking about following up with past clients. And one of the best things you could do, whether this is somebody you've sold a home or somebody, really ideally for somebody who's bought a home with you, that you wish them a happy home anniversary. A home anniversary. That, hey, you know, you've been in the house for a year, congratulations. How are the kids? And use that to strike up a conversation, maybe even get them a little gift. Because this is what's going to help generate referrals. And one of the other things I want to put up here, number 6, is you've got to balance the short term and long term. So you've got to have that right balance of short-term and long-term orientation. The short-term orientation is what's going to get me paid today, what's going to get me business today, what's going to put money in my pocket immediately. Versus the long-term orientation is what am I doing to make my tomorrow better than my today, to make my next year, my 2020, better than my 2019, to make my 5-year outlook significantly better than my current outlook. So that's the long-term orientation. Now, if you focus your business too much on the short-term orientation, you run into trouble as you start to get busy and you get overwhelmed and you don't have any long-term plan and any long-term orientation. But at the same time, and I see this happen with a lot of new agents, is they'll focus almost exclusively on the long term. And what's going to happen there is you don't get paid into the long term if you focus just on the long term. And there's different activities you do for the short term and for the long term. So a short term activity, something where, you know, I need to find business today. Maybe that's holding an open house. So you're meeting potential buyers and sellers. Maybe that's going door knocking or cold calling or holding some sort of event about first time home buying or all these activities you could do to find motivated buyers and sellers today. But then you have your long term orientation, which is going to be something like even something as simple as having a business card. A business card is not part of your short-term orientation because look, you want me to show you how business cards are obsolete? You know, I'd give you one of my cards, but I don't have any on me. What's your phone number? I'll go ahead and text you my information. See what I just did there? You don't need a business card to be successful. Now, business cards are something nice to have, but you don't need it. The point of a business card is to get in contact with people. And there's a much easier way to get in contact with people, especially when you control the contact. When I did that, I don't have any cards on me, I must have just ran out. What's your phone number? I'll text you my info. And so now when I text you my info, I've got your number. I can be in charge of following up with you and staying in touch with you and developing and cultivating that relationship with you. Whereas if I just gave you a business card, I'm just going to be sitting there staring at my phone. I hope Logan's going to call me today. Gave Logan my business card. Hopefully he's going to call me. I gave Brandy a business card too. Why hasn't Brandy called me yet? I gave him both business cards. I thought you just give somebody a business card and I get a $10,000 commission check. No, so that's a long-term orientation type of activity because that's going to help you with your branding and image and everything like that for the long term. And I'm not saying business cards are a bad thing. I'm saying business cards are not necessary. They're not required. There's other ways you can get in contact with people. Again, just as simple as, I don't have a card on me. What's your phone number? And that's ultimately a better way because now you're in control of the conversation. Other long-term orientation things are things like a website, marketing plans. Advertising is often gets confused. Advertising often gets confused as a short-term orientation, but it's actually a long-term orientation. It's something that you're doing to build your business over the long run. Another long-term orientation is part of this follow-up, especially with past clients. And there's a lot of agents who are finding success in the short term that lack the long-term orientation that they need to have so that their 5 years from now is significantly better than where they're at right now, that their next year is significantly better than where they're at right now. Because following up with past clients, it might seem like there's not any initial money to be gained right there after following up with them. I mean, imagine calling somebody to say happy 1-year home anniversary to them because they've been living in that home for 1 year that you've sold them. They're not going to want to sell. If you call them up and say, hey, happy anniversary, you ready to move out yet? Do you hate the house yet and do you want to move? No? Okay, all right, well, have a nice day. There's no long-term orientation there. The long-term orientation is cultivating the relationship with that past client so that way in the average of 5 to 7 years when they're ready to sell their home again, that you're still top of mind for them. That's the long-term orientation, but it's long-term because it's 5 to 7 years out. But something a little bit more short-term with that is going to be where you're milking them for referrals, for lack of a better term, if you feel unethical about asking your clients for a referral, I would say that you're not confident that you did a great job for them. If you feel guilty about asking somebody for a referral, it's probably because you did not provide them the best experience you possibly could. If you're providing the best experience possible to your clients, they're going to have no problem recommending you to friends and family because they're going to say, wow, yeah, John Charismo is the greatest. He's the best. Oh my God, there's no other realtor in the world that's better than him. That's what you want people saying about you. And when they're saying that about you, that's where you're likely to get referrals. That's where you're likely to be able to cash in on their coworkers and friends and family that also need to buy and sell real estate. But you got to provide that extraordinary service. And that's what secret number 7 is. I'm almost out of room down here. I'll see if I can squeeze it in. We'll get these markers out of here. Secret number 7 is be exceptional. Don't settle for average. Don't settle for mediocre. Don't settle for just getting it right. Be exceptional. Be extraordinary. Not just in what you're doing to attract business, but what you're doing to take care of your clients. These people are trusting you with the biggest purchase of their life, the biggest sale of their life, the sale of their biggest asset. And you want to provide them an exceptional, a flawless experience. I don't like using that word flawless because there probably will be issues still that happen. But you want to provide the most exceptional experience so when there are flaws or are issues that you're an expert and a professional in overcoming that. How do you become an expert and a professional in overcoming it? Well, you practice until you can't get it wrong. That if you're just doing that, that's part of the trial and error method, which will eventually you'll become a master of what you're doing. But to speed up that process, to take time out of the equation, you invest in the right training. Then you practice what it is that you just trained on. And you have a plan that you're constantly tweaking, that you're constantly revising, so that way you're able to get better. That you're staying in touch. That's one of the ways it is that you're able to be exceptional. That you're staying in touch because they'll say, wow, I mean, you're still staying in touch with us after you already made your money off of us. Most realtors don't do that. Most realtors are not exceptional. Most people are not exceptional. So if you want to stand out, if you want to be the rock star to your clients, if you want to be the shining star that people gravitate towards, that people will line up for your product or service, you've got to be exceptional. You've got to be great. In 2019, it's basically impossible to survive in the long term when you're not providing exceptional service to people because of all these review services that are out there, because of social media, that you can't be subpar and expect to be great. You can't provide a subpar experience and expect to be the top of mind and the top of your market. You've got to provide an exceptional experience. You've got to take care of these people. Again, they're trusting you with the biggest purchase or the biggest sale of their life. Maybe they're trusting you with both. Maybe the biggest sale of their current home for the biggest purchase of their upgraded home. And there's a lot of money on the table for us to earn. And the reason why there's so much money on the table for us to earn and so much commission money that's out there is because of the value that we provide. That we provide an exceptional, flawless experience And that's what's going to differentiate you over the long term. That's what's going to separate you from places like Redfin or Open Door or Instant Offers or whatever these little tech startup things are that are trying to provide an alternative. That's really what they are. They're an alternative. They're not a replacement for a good real estate professional. They're an alternative to a good real estate professional. And the alternative being that you're taking away the exceptional portion. It'll get the job done. Probably will get your property sold. Any property will sell at the right price. Even if you have terrible marketing for it, even if you've got no pictures of it, you price it low enough, it's going to sell. So there's that option, there's that alternative available. But then for us and what we provide and how we take care of you is that we're exceptional, that you're exceptional, that you provide the best experience possible, and that's what's going to differentiate you always and forever, is being exceptional, of providing a better experience than anybody else will provide them. Any company would provide them, any other realtor would provide them, that you provide the best experience possible. And you do that, and not only will you have people gravitating towards you, coming to you, reaching out to you for help in real estate, but you'll also be able to command a larger business, that you'll be able to charge higher prices, that you'll be able to attract not only customers, but you'll be able to attract motivated people to build out a team, to build out an entire brokerage. If on your long-term orientation you want to build out a real estate brokerage, you've got to get good people around you. And in order to attract good people around you, you've got to be exceptional. And it all starts with being exceptional for your clients. That's where it starts, because if you're not exceptional for your clients, you won't last. You won't last. Being average with your clients, blending in, being your run-of-the-mill realtor, you will not last. You'll be able to stick it out for a while, but if you want to last over the long run, if you want to build the most successful business possible, you've got to be exceptional. So that's secret number 7. These are the 7 secrets to success in real estate. You implement these 7 things, and I guarantee you your business will be completely different than it is currently, even if you're already implementing some of these things. Maybe you need to practice more so that you can't get it wrong with whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you need to role play more. Maybe you need to take in some new training. Maybe you need to tweak your business plan, or maybe create a business plan in the first place. Maybe you need to get back on your follow-up game. Maybe your follow-up game has been kind of weak and you need to get back up on that. Maybe you've been focusing just on the short term, or maybe just focusing on the long term, or again, you've got to balance that based on, okay, if you need money now, yeah, you've got to put more short-term orientation on. But then at the same time, once you're achieving some success, you've got to be investing for the long term, reinvesting in your business. And then last one is, again, being exceptional. Being exceptional, standing out, being the best. If that's your goal, to be the best and provide an exceptional experience, you will have people that just approach you, handing you referrals because they know you're the best, because you've proven that you're the best, because you're exceptional in everything it is that you do. And when you're exceptional in everything you're going to do, you're going to attract exceptional people. You're going to bring exceptional people to you, and that's going to be how you're able to grow something larger than yourself, to maybe just start a team to start out with, but then maybe starting your own brokerage as well. But it all starts with that experience you deliver to your clients. So those are the 7 secrets to success in real estate. If you're looking to get your real estate license, or maybe you need to do post-licensing, or you just want information about real estate, we're here to help you. Call us up. We've got advisors standing by. Phone number is 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. You could call us. You could text us. You could Facebook message us. You could go on our website chat. You could stop by our office here in New Tampa. However it is you need to get in communication with us, let us know. We will help you. We are here to help you. Your success is our success. That's how we succeed, is by helping you succeed. So call us up. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate, 813-333-2676. If you like today's stream, if it helped you out, if there's something that you like, comment in the comments what it is that you thought is the most important of the 7 secrets. Drop that in the comments, which one of these it is that you like. Hit that like button for us, but hit that bell icon for you, so that way you get notifications whenever it is that we go live. It's about all the time we've got for today. Phone number's below, 813-333-2676. If you need help with anything, we want to help you out. We want to be your path to success. 813-333-2676. It's all the time we've got for today. Get out there, go crush it this weekend, and I'll see you next week.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.